So when you scroll through social media, you see that there are lots of drummers going on world tours, playing for big artists, playing studio sessions, and just, living the fun life of being a drummer. And then there's you watching this video right now that doesn't have those opportunities and really wishes you could get those opportunities, even if it's just a small gig or big gigs that you can start playing, something else to do aside playing in your local church. Now, this video is not for everybody. If this video is for you, you're going to know. And the tips I'm going to be sharing in this video are tips I was able to gather from conversations I was privileged to have with some very big musicians that have gone on tours and that play for big artists. And the funny thing is, they shared some tips with me that you will not think of normally. These are things that will not just come to your mind. Now, the first reason why you're most likely not getting gigs is because of your skill level. And the funny thing about this particular thing is, so many drummers in this category, they know it, while some do not know it. And this is how it is. You might have already gotten small gigs. You might have already gotten opportunities like your local church, playing in your local church, and you're making mistakes here and there. You get small gigs, you mess things up there. There is no way you mess up small gigs and then you get to big gigs. These things, sometimes they work by recommendation. And if you're messing up in small gigs, I wonder how you're going to get the big gigs right. So you have to start from your local church. If you've not gotten any big gigs yet, start from your local church. Start fixing those, unnecessary mistakes you're making every Sunday in, Sunday out. Now, if what I said got you feeling guilty and your heart's pricking you, let it prick you. Let it do its job. So you go put in the work that is necessary. See, one thing you need to also know, these gigs, they require a particular level of skill. Yes. There are certain gigs that drummer A can play, drummer B cannot play, because there's a particular level of skill required. You can't be on top tours and then you're making mistakes. You understand? So you have to factor in that in your reasoning. These guys that are seeking out for musicians, they do not just find any random person. They check your records. They want to be sure that you can deliver. So work on your skill, because this is the first thing that sells you. Now, the second thing I'm going to be sharing with you today is quite related to the first one. This is versatility. Now, versatility refers to the ability of a drummer to play multiple genres. I'm not saying be able to play all the genres in this world 100%, but you need to have a good knowledge of whatever genre that's thrown at you. Don't be stereotyped to a particular style. Some drummers that can play reggae so well, but when you bring them to Afro, bad, like not even manageable. Some can play Afro so well, but they can't play reggae. Some can play funk. Try to build yourself to the point that you can play these grooves, you can play these genres and play them very good. I think it's better you can play these styles 70% each, 80% each, than getting 100% in one and then scoring 40% in another one. I understand that it's good to have your own, unique style, but I really stand for versatility. If you really want to get gigs, be a versatile drummer. So when they are, making calls for, we need this drummer, we need a drummer for this, they won't always have to sort for different drummers. We are playing local music. Okay, this drummer cannot handle it. We are playing funk. This one is very good at Afro. He can't play funk. But if you can do all of these things, you stay and you get all these gigs easily. So lack of versatility as a drummer can be a very big disadvantage for you. If you want to get more gigs, start from today to work on other genres that you're not good at. Once you can play up to 5, 6, 7 genres very well, you should start getting gigs. Yeah. Now, the next 2 or 3 things I'm going to be sharing with you guys are the things I told you earlier that you might never have thought of. Yeah, and they work hand in hand, of which the first one is networking. Now, there are drummers you see that score very excellently in the first 2 things I spoke about. That's skill level, very skillful, versatility, they're very versatile, but yet no gigs for them. Now, in such scenarios, one of the things that is most likely missing is networking. I'm not trying to just state problems here and prefer no solutions, but let's do this realistically. How many friends that are musicians do you have? I'm not talking about the random friends that you just have that play instruments. I'm talking about how many friends do you have that get these big gigs and they go on these tours and all of that. How many friends like that do you have? When you go for events and you see other bands performing, do you just finish listening and you just go home? You do not link up. You need to learn something. These gigs will not find you to your house. Most times, as regards to gigs, it has to do with who is available. That's why you watch and you see some bands, you see some artists and their drummers you're like, this person is not so skilled to be playing with this band. Yeah, in some cases it's about who is available. And you see some people have the privilege of playing for some, having a friend. Take for instance, you have a friend that is playing for an artist, a big artist, or going on big tours, and you're quite close to this person. And for instance, there are emergencies the person needs to take care of. Maybe such a friend maybe fell sick or something. I'm not praying for such things to happen, but in case it happens and they need somebody to cover up, he just calls you. And just like that, you get an opportunity to cover such a gig. And while you play with the musicians there, you link up. You always link up. Learn these things. Gigs will not find you to your house. It always happens via a phone call. Okay, do you have a drummer? Do you have a pianist? Do you have a bass guitarist? And then if your name is mentioned, good. And most times it's your friends that can mention you, that can give you referrals. Another means of networking that is actually very, very effective is the social media. Yes, the world today, technology has made everything so easy, made everybody close. And one thing you need to learn is many drummers are not using social media rightly. Yes, as regards to getting gigs, whatever thing you want to make out of your music career, it's possible to get it on social media. And here's the thing, you want to get gigs, right? Check out these few things. First of all, when somebody scrolls through your page, what's the ratio of musicality to, let's say, chops? I'm referring to drummers now. When they come on your page and everything they can just see is just chops and chops and chops. Nobody brings a drummer to a gig to come and play chops. Do you understand? So make sure the ratio of, grooves to chops on your page is quite balanced. Sometimes just play to the music, be musical. That is you selling yourself. That's you telling people that are watching you, hey, I can do this. So if you need somebody and the people you're trying to reach out to are not available, you can call on me, you can hit me up, send me a message. Do you understand? That is one thing that I feel like so many drummers are doing very wrongly, and you need to put this to work. If you want to stand out and be different, do this. And you get calls. You start getting people reaching out to you. Yes. Sometimes just go to the studio, pay for a studio session, play to music, and express your musicality and your uniqueness as a musician. Now, the second thing that drummers do as regards to this social media, how they misuse it, is something that some people fall victim of. Now, let's say, for instance, you're practicing, you kept your phone on, you're practicing, just playing, and accidentally you get certain things, and you're always in a hurry to post those things you got accidentally without, first of all, making sure that you got them properly. There's a saying that don't practice till you get things right. Practice till you can't get them wrong. So social media has made so many drummers these days very quick to just find something to post on the internet. You're practicing and a very crazy chop just comes out from nowhere and you go post it. And the funny thing, if they ask you to even break it down, you can't break it down. Do you get where I'm coming from? So don't just be in a hurry to always post things. Don't just be in a hurry to just show off. Make sure, what I do most times, if I want to post like a groove or anything, I make sure that I've spent a very long time playing that particular thing. Do you understand? Then when you post it online, people hail you, they give you all good comments. If for any reason you're asked to play it live, you do not fall short of expectation. Because I've seen drummers play things very well on the internet, but live, something else happens. Do you understand? So make sure you're not just practicing to show off on the internet. Make sure you're practicing to actually learn things and be good for your own good. Now, one more thing I want to share with you that can be really affecting your ability to get gigs is one that many people do not speak about a lot, which is character. Nobody wants to have a musician that is unteachable. Nobody wants to have a musician that is a latecomer. Whatever bad habit you can think of, it's not just about being a musician. As a person, try to fix some of these issues. You can't be in a team and then maybe you have a coordinator that's trying to teach you, but because the person does not play your instrument, you feel like he can't tell you what to do. Yeah, you can't be unteachable and work in a band and keep getting gig opportunities. Because you hear things like, don't work with that guy. He doesn't listen. He's always bringing up arguments. He doesn't learn. Do you understand? Things like late coming, these are very bad traits. It's like, don't work with that guy, yo. He's not going to catch up with flights. He's going to come late. Be assured that if you hire drummer A, he's going to come at least 20 minutes after the show has started. Try to fix these issues. Sometimes it's not just sitting at home. If you really want to play these big gigs, trust me, put all these things I said to work. Start from the skill, down to versatility, down to, what's the next thing I said? Networking, be it social media or normal networking, down to character. These things can get you opportunities that you never imagined. Skill is very important, but trust me, you don't need to be the best in the world to start getting big opportunities. Like I said, it's about who is available, not who is able. Yes, sometimes it's not always about their ability. When they reach out and just find, okay, you're not 100%, but you're like 90, and you're my guy. Let me give you the opportunity. And that's what happens. So I just decided to share this with you guys today. Those of you that are wanting to get gigs and you're wondering what's happening, put these things to work. And I'll be happy to see you guys going on your world tours and, getting your big gigs and studio sessions. Stay blessed, guys.